Imagine walking into a grocery store to pick up some dinner for your family. You turn down an aisle looking for freshly packaged food, and you come face to face with a 1.4-meter black bear. Sounds crazy, but on the night of October 7th, 2025, that's exactly what happened to customers at the local supermarket in Gunma Prefecture, north of Tokyo. The black bear walked right into the store from the main entrance and attacked two customers. The agitated black bear eventually found its way out of the market after terrorizing up to 40 customers. In this video, we'll give you an overview of the different types of bears in Japan and how to avoid them and what to do if you do encounter a bear in Japan. Japan is experiencing the year with the most recorded bear attacks since data collection began. For the fiscal year of 2025, which began in April through the 25th of October 2025, official records confirm 9 deaths with more than 100 people injured. This includes a tourist from Spain who was attacked and injured by a bear cub as he stood near a shuttle bus stop at the famous UNESCO World Heritage Site, Shirakawa-go. Many have occurred in rural areas during activities like farming or foraging for wild vegetables. In the northern region of Akita, a bear mauled 4 people in a quiet neighborhood. In Iwate Prefecture, a man in his 70s went out to harvest wild mushrooms, was later found to be the victim of a fatal bear attack. There have been 2 incidents where bears have somehow found their way onto the elevated Shinkansen tracks and collided with trains. While the risk is highest in the countryside, encounters are also being reported in popular nature spots. In the Okutama area west of Tokyo, a man was fishing when a bear appeared and clawed him across the face. And perhaps you are familiar with the famous bear attack where a climber was attacked by a bear, but the climber was able to fight it off while filming the entire incident. I'll link to that video in the description. These stories aren't meant to scare or discourage you from visiting Japan, but these attacks are important reminders that the line between wilderness and developed areas is changing, and being informed is the key to staying safe. First and most importantly, the bears are hungry. Japan has seen poor yields of acorns and beech nuts this year, which are a primary food source for the bears. Experts believe this food scarcity is linked to climate change. When bears can't find food in the forest, they're forced to wander into places where people live, like farms and even cities, searching for calories before the winter hibernation. At the same time, Japan's demographics are shifting. Rural populations have been shrinking and aging for decades. This has led to abandoned farmland and quieter villages, creating new corridors for wildlife. The forests are actually expanding, and bears are moving down the mountains into the territories that now border towns and suburbs. Even with recent laws that allow hunters to cull the bears, the bear population is growing. There are 2 main types of bears in Japan. On the main island of Honshu and Shikoku, you will find the Tsukino waguma, or the Asiatic black bear. They're smaller and generally timid, but on the northern island of Hokkaido, home to Sapporo, the 5th largest city in Japan, lives the higuma, a subspecies of the Usuri brown bear and relative of the grizzly. These bears are much larger than the Asiatic black bear. Males can weigh over 500 kg and can be more aggressive. Understanding this distinction is important for your safety. Hokkaido has the larger and more aggressive brown bear higuma, and the rest of Japan has the smaller Asiatic black bear. Unfortunately, no one really knows how many bears there are in Japan, though there are estimates that put the black bear population at around 44,000 and the brown bears in Hokkaido at around 11,000. While the situation requires caution, it doesn't mean you have to cancel your nature plans in Japan. It just means you need to be smarter and more prepared. 1. Know when and where to be extra careful. Bears are most active at dawn, dusk, but also in rainy, foggy, or hazy weather, so try to plan your hikes outside of these times. Be extra vigilant from spring through the end of December, and most importantly, pay attention to local warnings. Trailheads and tourist centers will post signs about recent bear sightings, but they don't always. I'll link to some bear monitoring sites. 2. Make some noise. Bears prefer to avoid humans and usually only become aggressive when surprised. The best way to prevent an encounter is to let them know you're there. Hike in groups if possible and talk. If you're alone, make noise. The most common tool for this is a bear bell. You can buy one at any outdoor store in Japan. We got ours at Montbell, a popular Japanese outdoor sporting goods store located all over Japan. The constant jingling signals your presence, giving the bears time to move away. There is a lot of debate about the effectiveness of bear bells, but it's probably better than nothing. And if you go on a hike on a whim, just make a lot of noise. Our family spends a lot of time in wooded areas all over Japan, and fortunately we have never encountered a bear in Japan. But with the increasing trend of bear encounters, we are more vigilant and take extra precaution. We don't take our kids on hikes where we know we might be deep in the wilderness. Even in places like trekking through the woods in Hakone, I'll clap my hands very loudly ever so often, and I also like to carry a big stick and make noise with it as well. Also, avoid wearing headphones or anything that can impair your hearing and vision. You want to always be aware of your surroundings. 3. Carry the right gear. For casual walks near tourist towns, a bear bell is probably sufficient. But if you're planning a serious hike in the mountainous or remote areas like parts of the Nakasendo Trail or in known bear country regions such as in Akita and Iwate or remote places like Shiretoko in Hokkaido, consider carrying bear spray. It's available for purchase, or now you can even rent bear spray at outdoor gear stores in Japan. But if you can't find one, you can try Amazon.jp. Don't bring it with you from home, as it is prohibited to bring on airplanes in either carry-on or checked baggage. And the law around carrying bear spray in Japan is murky, so please do your own research. Carrying it on your person is only permitted if you have a legitimate justification, such as hiking in bear-inhabited areas, and is only to be used on bears. It's also best to carry it openly and visibly, such as on the outside of your hiking backpack. Be aware that carrying bear spray in a concealed manner in a busy city setting, you could be breaking the law. 4. Food storage. Never leave out food, garbage, or even scented items like toiletries. Bears have an incredible sense of smell. If you're camping, cook your food away from your tent and store everything in sealed, odor-proof containers. 5. Know what to do if you actually see a bear. Stay calm. Whatever you do, do not run. Running can trigger a bear's chase instinct, and they will easily outrun you as they can reach speeds of 40 kilometers per hour. Also, avoid direct eye contact. Without turning your back, slowly back away to give the bear some space to leave. You can try to look bigger by raising up your arms, and if you cannot leave the scene, try to find a big rock or a fallen tree, something you can hide next to. You want to curl into the ball facing the ground, and you want to protect your neck and head, as bears usually go for the head and the neck. What about fighting back? I've read many different reports on this, and some say you can fight back with a black bear, but not the larger and more aggressive brown bear in Hokkaido. Bear hotspots. While bears are found in mountainous areas across Japan, the risk is higher in certain regions. The northern prefectures of Honshu, including Akita and Iwate, and central prefectures like Nagano and Toyama, have seen a higher number of incidents, particularly in their rural and forested areas. Hokkaido is brown bear country. The population is healthy, especially in national parks like Shiretoko. But even when visiting natural areas near and in cities like Sapporo, bear safety is a mandatory part of preparation. On October 16, 2025, 2 brown bears were spotted on multiple occasions in the Chuo ward of Sapporo. That's central Sapporo. So what about Tokyo? To be clear, encountering a bear in central Tokyo is highly unlikely. However, sightings are regularly reported in the mountainous western parts of the Tokyo area, like in Okutama, Hachioji, and Mount Takao, which are popular for hiking. Also, if you visit the Mount Fuji Kawaguchiko area, heed the warning signs regarding bear sightings. It can be scary to think about wildlife encounters in a country as modern and safe as Japan, and as I mentioned earlier, we've never seen one in all of our years traveling throughout Japan, except at the Asahiyama Zoo, but knowing what to do if you encounter a bear can make all the difference. Let's recap. 1. Avoid dawn, dusk, and poor weather conditions including rain, fog, or haze. 2. Travel in groups and make noise when in the wilderness. Wear bear bells as an extra precaution. 3. If you plan to do a serious hike in the mountainous or remote areas, strongly consider getting bear spray. And remember, you can rent it too. 4. Store any food, garbage, and/or scented items in bear-resistant containers and never leave your food in the open. 5. If you encounter a bear, stay calm, back away slowly. Do not try to outrun a bear. They are much faster than you, and if you run, it might trigger an attack. If you think you might be attacked, look for a rock or a fallen tree somewhere where you can hide under or next to. Cover your face and neck with your hands and lie curled up face down. Now, stay safe and enjoy your journey in Japan. Thanks for watching.